And we live on YouTube, baby. Yes, sir. It's time to go in, so let's talk about it, folks. Let me get me a swig of water, and then we're good. What's going on, y'all? So we're going to talk about how I made $250K trading options in the Robinhood account. So let's talk about it right now. So the first things first is let's talk about step one. Step one is, and by the way, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about how I made $250,000 trading options in a Robinhood account. So we're gonna go through 3 steps. All right. So first, let's go over step one. Let me get my presentation ready. Let me get it ready on live. So step one is I waited for a bear market. All right. So step one is I waited for a bear market. So what does that mean? Okay, we're going to talk about it. So step one, this is step one of how I made 250 racks. I waited for a bear market. So before I explain what a bear market is by technical terms, and we can look this up on Google if you want to. First of all, a bear market is when there is a decline from the most recent highs, a 20% decline, okay? So I waited for SPY, the S&P 500, or the SPX, or the NASDAQ, whatever you trade, but I'm trading SPY and SPX. So I waited for SPY when it was at about 460. I knew the market was too high. Lots of extreme greed, okay? So you can also look at the fear, what is it called? The Fear and Greed Index on CNN. I could show you guys, by the way. Let's talk about it. So first, let me get this off the screen. Let's talk about it first. Let me show you guys what a bear market is by definition first, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And then we're going to go in and talk about it on YouTube. So first, let's look up bear market definition. All right, definition. So let's go over all, and then we're going to go over it right now. So a bear market is defined by a prolonged drop in investment prices, a 20% decline from the most recent high. So this right here is key. 20% decline from the most recent high. Okay? So let's talk about how you can find the most recent high. So we're going to go to the chart, right? This is the high, right? That was the most recent high at the time. So this is SPY, the S&P 500. This is an ETF. All right. So if you want to know what SPY holdings are, we could go right here and we could talk about it, so you guys can see why this particular stock is. So you go to SPY holdings on Google, and then you go to right here. So as you can see, their holdings, they have the top holdings they have is Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, Google, Meta, Tesla, UNH, Berkshire Hathaway, right? So this stock in particular controls the market because they own a lot of the market share. They are one of the biggest ETFs that you could trade is SPY, right? So SPY, if we take this line right here, SPY had a 20, look at that, a 27%, hold up, let me make sure I drew the right line. We got this line, let's go to info line, then we go down, there we go. All right, but anyway, SPY had a 20% decline for the most recent high, right? Let me do this line one more time. It usually works. But yeah, oh, no, my fault. I'm on the wrong one, that's why. I'm sitting here like, nah, it's this line. Okay, I'm sitting here like, what in the world? This thing supposed to say 20%. I did this. I got to zoom out. That is not the most recent high. This one was the most recent high. My bad, folks. So one more time. I want to take this line right here, this info line. I want to go from the top all the way down, and it should say 27%. All right. So right here, as you can see, it had a 27% decline from the most recent high. So one more time, take this line right here to see where the decline is, this info line. You go right here, you go to info line on TradingView, and then I go see what is the decline from the most recent high, which is 27%. So this is a bear market technically. So if you see here, a bear market is defined by a 20% decline from the most recent highs. Okay, when the broad market index falls. So this is the broad market index, but this is an ETF. So the index would be SPX. So this would be our index, as you can see. So same thing. This is just SPY is the ETF of this index. So if we go here, boom, you see another one, 27% decline from the most recent high. And this is SPX, the index. So now that we know we're in a bear market, now I know that it's time to start buying. Okay. So first and foremost, I'm not just looking for exactly 20%. My math comes from more than just 20%. It's a lot of factors that I go into to determine which when I should buy. So let's talk about why I bought a lot of these stocks. The ones I made 250,000 on. So SPY in particular, if we go here to the SPY in particular, the reason why I bought at this level was because I did a lot of research. So something I learned is if you want to make a lot of money, you got to do extensive research. So I made 250,000, but I also did extensive research. So what was my research? My research wasn't just technical, it was fundamental. So it was both technical and fundamental. So what do I mean by technical? So my technical research was, this is the 200 MA, this orange line you see, right, on SPY. So as you can see, since about really 2010, since November 2010, literally 13 years ago, SPY has always stayed above the daily 200 MA, this orange line as you can see. All right, and this is the trade war drop. This is the COVID drop. Only during COVID did it get past the 200 MA and it quickly snapped. Now this is on the weekly chart. So I did this research all the way up here. Before it even got here, I said this, I called this literally probably 2 months before it happened. I said I will not get into SPY, and it's on Twitter. Okay, so we go to my Twitter, you can look this up. This is for the people who want to fact check me. If you go to my Twitter, just go to my Twitter and look up Aristotle SPY 200 MA. Just look up those keywords and you'll see where I told the world this is where we need to buy when it touches the 200 MA, the weekly 200 MA, because we have always bounced here. So when SPY touched this weekly 200 MA, I bought the dip on lots of stocks. So we go inside my Discord. As you can see, I started with, and this was 9/28/2022. I said, hey, I'm buying AMD, Google, Nvidia, Shop. I started with these first, and I let them know I'm buying these out. Look, in 2022, I said I'm buying these out all the way out to 2025. So this is my Discord. So for if you're in the Instagram comment trial, if you're on a live or under any of my posts, and if you're on YouTube, you can go and you could just click the link in the description. But anyways, AMD, Nvidia, Google, I started with these four during this time when SPY was hitting my target. And then I brought Meta, and I brought SQ, and I brought Shop, I brought some more stuff. Then I started to add more, and I literally told them that. And then literally in a month or so, I'm already up like 20 bands, right? So I bought all of these because of this. When SPY hit this mark right here, I bought a lot of stocks, okay? And I told my chat, hey, I'm buying all of these. And I'm going to show the real account here. Here's the real account, by the way, folks. So let's go to the real account real quick so we can kind of see, so you guys can see proof. So we're going to show the real account because we know you guys are big on proof. Boom. So YouTube can see the real account. You guys can see the real account, right? So let's talk about it. So look, this is year to date. This is 254K year to date. This is 42K past 3 months. This is that. Now, for the people on live, I'm using this phone, but it's on my iPad. So you're looking at this. All I'm doing is doing that. You see that? So this is a real account. On YouTube, you'll be able to see it. So in 1 week, we made 24,000. 1 month, 50K. 3 months. So let's talk about the stocks I chose. So let's go in and change it to total return. All right. So now you can see my total returns. So right here on Meta, I made about 78K. Well, 80K, right? So I made 80K on Meta. And then I made more than this on Nvidia. So look, I made 65K, but I took out 53K already. So once I made about 50K, this is what happened, right? So this is Shopify. This is 26,000 that I made on Shopify. So I bought all of these. When did I buy all of these? I bought all of these during this time in my chat. So if we go back to here, this is when I bought all of these. This is that same account, right? This is that same account where I bought all of this. So why did I buy each stock? Well, we'll talk about, let me just give you the rationale on why I bought Nvidia 928, and let's see where my entry was. Okay, so Nvidia, I bought 135 calls, and we can go see those right here. Remember, one more time, let's go over each one at a time. I bought Nvidia. This one I made about 120,000 on, and remember, I made 120,000 on this stock, and I told people I was buying it in my chat and it was negative 128. So all you gotta do is add about 6 more zeros, or what, 3 more, 4 more zeros, whatever you want to call it, 3 more zeros to this, and this is what I made off this stock. So let's go. So Nvidia, I made remember this, Nvidia 135 calls, expiration date 1/17/25. So we're gonna go back to the Robinhood account. Right, camera. So we're going right back to the Robinhood account, and you guys are going to see right here, Nvidia 135 calls, the same ones. So I'm not here to lie or bullshit you. I am literally sharing a screen. Okay. So let's talk about why I got in this, and I already withdrew 50,000 so I could buy more Tesla. So as you can see, I'm up 17K on one Tesla. But what I did was I withdrew that Nvidia so I can buy me some Nike, so I could buy me some Tesla. Now I'm down on Nike, that's cool. I bought a few more contracts of Tesla, and this one is up 57%. But then I got in a lot right here. It made 222%, 17,000. So that's why I took out this Nvidia 50,000 so I can go reinvest it into more stuff. And then I also got Apple right here. This one is up 158%. So I made 11,000 on that. And the biggest one is really Nvidia, but the biggest one I have running is Meta, where I made 80,000 on. And I made 700%. So that means I literally 8 times my money. And it'll show how much I put in. I only put in 10,000. I put in 10,000, and that 10,000 turned into about 80,000. So how did I know to do this, and how did I know to hold this, so much? So let's talk about it. How did I know? How did I know to get into Nvidia? I bought Nvidia. It'll tell you. I bought Nvidia for 15,000, and I made 128,000. I bought this September 26, 2022. So let's go over it. All right. Let's get back to the learning. So we're going to go back to the day I bought Nvidia. Okay? And we're going to go to the daily chart, and we're going to explain why I bought. So why did I buy Nvidia? Let's go to November. What was it? It says it right here. It says September 26, 2022. I spent 16,000 on Nvidia. All right. So this is, let's go, September 26th. This day right here is when I bought Nvidia. All right, so let's zoom in on this day. So why did I buy? Because look where Nvidia highs were. Okay. So first I'm looking at your technicals, then I'm going to look at your fundamentals. So during this time, I saw that Nvidia was right here. I bought it right there where we're speaking. So Nvidia this is where I bought it, as you can see, September 26th. I literally sniped the bottom. Now, at one point in time, I was down. You see that? So most people would panic right here. But I said, fuck it, I got 3 years out. I'm going to go. And this motherfucker went. Look where it's at. I bought it here, and I bought and I sold half here, and I held the rest here. Right? So when it made 100,000 during its earnings, I sold half. I sold 2 contracts right here, and then I held 2, and now I'm still up. So now I just took a little bit more profit. But the rationale for Nvidia was simple. For one, it was touching a key level of support. So right here, if we look here, this was a key level of support after a steep drop. And this level was a level that it wants used to keep going all the way to the top. So how I see things is, if this was the last level that took off to make you go here, if it comes back down to this level, it's a good buy. This is called support, right? So I bought Nvidia here, close to support, and then this was the result of it. So I bought it September 26, 2022, and I spent 15,000. Now, I know what you're going to ask, Aristotle, why did you spend 16,000 on Nvidia? So let me explain why. The reason why I spent 16,000 exactly is because here's the rationale I use as far as, let me go back to the camera. So here's the rationale I use on why I spent 16,000 on Nvidia. It's because when you're playing leaps, you have to think about what money am I going to throw away. So I said, okay, cool. You guys know I'm rich, but I said, okay, cool. If I'm going to throw in some money, how much money do I have to lose? So I look at it as, okay, in a year and a half, if I was living a certain lifestyle, I would have spent 100,000 on jewelry and designer, right? So I said, why don't I stop buying jewelry and designer, and why don't I spend 100,000 on leaps? So I took my liability money and turned it into an asset. I decided to buy assets with my liability money, the money I was gonna fuck up. So I know in 1 year, I'm probably gonna fuck up 100K on some bullshit, right? So I said, why don't I stop the bullshit for 1 year and put that bullshit money? So my bullshit money is 100,000. I in my most humble way. I don't mean to shit on people, just how it is, right? So I said, I'm going to divide this 100,000 into my favorite assets, And if it goes to zero, at least I knew that I was going to lose this money anyways on bullshit. So you have to literally have that mindset going in, or you'll lose with leaps. You have to say, this money right here, I'm going to fuck up anyways. So why don't I go spend it on some assets, some vehicles that's going to return the money? So instead of buying designer and jewelry, I bought leaps. Okay? And then that 100,000 turned into 400,000. See what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what happened. So yeah, leaps just took off. Don't risk what you aren't willing to lose. Yeah, for sure. If you fuck up 15K a year on some bullshit, yes, that's the same thing. So let's just say you had 15,000 to fuck up, right? I would recommend going, I would say 2,500 into about, how many times can 2,500 go into 15,000? I think 6 times. So 2,500 can go into 15,000 6 times. Let's just say you was a person like myself and you said, I want to turn 15,000 into about 60K. So you're either going to double or triple your money with leaps. So that's why I love leaps, because when you understand them and you've executed them, now you know they work. So I know it works. Cool. So during the next market drop, I'm putting in 500 racks, but that may be 15,000 to you. That may be, I ain't gonna lie, I might put in like a 300. I'll triple. You know what? This is what I'll do. I'll throw in 300 because I'm just going to use the profits I made. So I'm just going to reinvest all the money I made from leaps anyways. So it's going to be 400,000. I'm throwing in 400 racks or 300 racks next time the market drops. Now, if you want to get the levels I'm going to buy, join, comment, trial, stay down for a year, learn investing with me. It's $35 initially, so you can come see what we about. If you want to get the levels that I'm going to buy these things, because I did it in my Discord, as you can see, comment, trial, don't be scared. And I'm charging something cheap. I'm not charging you $1,000 a month. It's $125, and we have a package for $200 a month. But you gotta think, the amount of money I can show you how to make is astronomical. So no matter whether you're a doctor, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a dentist, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a truck driver, you still gotta make money, and your money gotta make money. You get what I'm saying? So the reason why I feel like you will always need a person like me is because I don't care if you're a drug dealer, I don't care if you're a teacher, anybody. Everybody got to park their money somewhere, and everybody needs to have their money working for them. So everybody don't like the real estate. Everybody don't like the Shopify. Everybody don't want to open up a restaurant. But stocks is for everybody. That's the reason why I teach it, because, okay, even though stocks isn't for everybody, at least everybody can do it if they learn it. Stocks isn't for everybody because everybody might not have the time. Everybody might not have the energy. Everybody might not have the not quitting mindset. So yes, it's not for everybody, but it is for everybody, if that makes sense. In my opinion, everybody should invest. Just my honest opinion. You get what I'm saying? Like, in my honest opinion, everybody should own some type of stock. Even if you're not the most savvy investor, I don't care who you are. When the market drops, you need to be parking your money into stocks. I don't care. You need to save it, because you could pass down stocks to your kids. I don't know if some of you know that, but you could buy some stocks and you could take all these, like, look, I can take these stocks right here. I'm going to show y'all something on Robinhood real quick. So it's not only, it's a generational wealth thing. Do you still have a sports petting group? Yes, comment sport. So where is this thing? Okay. So look, I can take, so one more time, as you can see, this is what we did in a year, right? 254K. That's a quarter ticket, right? So I could take these and I could pass these assets down to my children, and all of these free stocks that Robinhood gave me. So I could sell these free stocks. And these are all off, and this is just an investment play. I can go and sell these free stocks and just create, that's also generational wealth. These are all free stocks that Robinhood gave me for, the amount of people I've recommended to their platform. So I recommended over 2,000 people. So I've gotten over 2,000 free shares. So I've made just off free shares of stock from Robinhood like 20,000, something like that. So it's so many ways to get money, but I promise you, I think options, this is what I think people should do. If you got 15,000, 10,000 should go on shares. In my opinion, it depends on who you are. If you got 30,000 and you trying to invest all 30, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would go 15,000 on shares, maybe like a 5 on leaps, and spend 1,000 on my favorite stocks, because that 5 gonna turn into a 15. You gonna triple your money, but you gotta be willing to wait a year at least. So that's another thing that people aren't willing to do. And you gotta also understand, I've been investing for 7 years. So I know how to be patient because I've seen what happens when I'm not patient. So another thing you got to realize is I'm experienced. So what I just did might not resonate with you because you get what I'm saying? Like, I've watched the market. You got to miss out so many times before you say, okay, I'm not going to miss out again. So another reason why I was able to make this type of money is because of experience. You get what I'm saying? So you might be scared to buy because you don't understand the market. You haven't missed out. You don't have nothing to base it off of. I'm not scared to buy because I have years of data showing me what happens when I don't buy. You get what I'm saying? So you got to miss out on money in order to learn to make the money. So if you missed out on this pump, that's okay. The one thing I'll say about the stock market is it has to come down again. You get what I'm saying? That's something everybody needs to learn about the stock market. This shit has to come down again. So yeah, I sold my Nvidia in 2022 because I was low on money. Yeah. Shit, I waited a year and turned 20 into 40 and didn't sell. Well, you do gotta sell. That's another thing. You do gotta scale out. You do. But you gotta know when to scale out. See, I've been investing so long that I know when to sell and when not to. Only long though. See, here's the thing. People in trading, we got caught up in this whole thing of you got to make money every day by swinging. I told people in my chat, I said, listen, day trading, we can make money every day. Long swings, long term, we can make money. But swinging like short term is one of the most. I mean, it depends on how you approach it, but it's not like a good setup happens every day. Like, there's seasons to where there's great setups when you're short term swinging. So that's why I go long. I put most of my money into long because it's easier to flip your money. Like, why should I work hard? Like, trading is cool. You get what I'm saying? Like, I like day trading, but short term swinging would be my least favorite way of trading, period, because you're giving yourself 2 weeks versus when you're going long, you're thinking about a 2-year to 3-year perspective. So it's easier to win when you got a long perspective. Damn. This goddamn Instagram died. But yeah. But that's why I went long, folks. Let me charge up my what you call it real quick. But y'all enjoying this thing though? How y'all liking it though, YouTube? YouTube said they liking it. All right, I trade for. Let's talk about it real quick. While this thing loads up and I get back on IG Live. All right, I trade forex, but I'm so interested in options. Do you think there's a conflict of interest? Um, I don't think so, my brother. You get what I'm saying? I think you can dive into whatever you want to dive into. If you want to dive into options, do that. If not, then don't. You get what I'm saying? But I recommend it, just in my honest opinion. All right, let me get back on IG Live real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Let's answer some more questions. Somebody said great tips. I only want to add leaps. Okay, you can add leaps. We already showed proof. All right, let me get this one straight real quick, and then we're gonna get into it. Somebody said, so on Robinhood platform, you recommend to buy and hold stocks? Yes, I think you should buy and hold on Robinhood. I personally don't think you should be focused on trading, day trading on Robinhood. My phone died on Instagram, but it's all good. Oh, I got something for him. I got a cord somewhere. Say you really want it, you can get it. Cause I got you in your feelings. You liking what you see? Everything designed that's on me. All right, let's get into it, folks. Why don't trade on Robinhood? Because I just don't recommend it, bro. Like, don't trade on Robinhood. I would say to get away from trading on Robinhood, I would say Webull and Thinkorswim is what you should trade on. Watching on YouTube as well. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. So, once again, folks, I made $250,000 from trading options on Robinhood. I'm trying to bring up my screen, but I need another cord real quick. Let me find one. Give me 2 seconds, folks. Let me find a cord so I can show the lovely people on Instagram how it's done. I literally just had a cord. Give me 2 seconds. Two step. All right. You should have one right here. All right. We should have one right here. And then we're going to connect this to Instagram so we can get back on our schedule. All right. So let's do it, folks. Let's talk about it. All right. And we're back. So, another thing I did, let's go to step 2 though. Let's go to step 2 on how I made this money when I could find it. All right, there we go. So another thing I did to make this type of money was I utilized options. All right, so let me bring that up here. So step 2 was I utilized long options. So now we can go to our handy dandy other screen and we could talk about it. All right. There we go. So long options, what does that mean? That means if I'm trying to get into a long option, let's look at a good leap. Let's look at something that I would buy a leap on. Let's see if we can find a stock that I would like to buy again. So Target was one of them, but we missed that entry. I would say GM or Ford would be one. I would say GM and Ford could be some good leap potentials. So let's go look and see if we can. You guys want to research a leap with me? Let's research one. So GM and Ford, all right, are two that we're going to research. You're going to see how I personally research leaps. All right, so, and then number 3 is I stayed patient. So let me show y'all that real quick. Number 3 is I stayed patient. So let me show you guys how I personally get into leaps. So I like GM. They are down. So this is what I need to see. I like to see a good, profitable company down from the most recent high. So this is perfect. This is already good conditions for what I want. So I'm looking at that. I'm also zooming out. Go to the weekly chart. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, so they just opened in 2011, in 2010. They opened in 2010 for the IPO. They are at this level that has once bounced. So they're back in this level. All right, so I might like GM. This might be a good leap opportunity, because this is what I'm also thinking. So there are a lot of reasons why I be getting into some of these, because with GM, I'm looking at the perspective of EV is going to run the country in the near future. So I believe a lot of hype will get priced into this stock. Now don't quote me on this, because I still got to do some research, but we can do research right now. We go to Yahoo Finance. Now that I looked at the technicals, I got to go look at the balance sheet. So now I go on Yahoo Finance and I go and I look at some financials real quick. So let's see if this is even worth it. These people they made 6 billion 2019, 6 billion 2020, 9 billion 2021, almost 10 billion 2021, almost. I know this is in millions, but you got to add 3 zeros, so it's really in billions. Oops, YouTube can't see. My fault. YouTube can't see. So here we go. Now they can see. So one more time, this people, whoever they are, GM, made 6.5 billion 2019, 6.2 billion 2020. So now, and in the trailing 12 months, TTM, they made 9 billion, about 10 billion. So in the last 12 months, looks like they're going to outdo what they did last year. So think about this, folks. These people aren't falling. They aren't declining. They're also quarterly. Let's look at their quarterly earnings. Now this isn't bad. So 3.2 billion 2022, then it declined, then it went back up, then it went back up again, and it went back up. So this is good right here. This is what I like to see. So for everybody, so we have a leap here. We have a potential leap candidate. Let me explain why. This too is what I like to see. When they're constantly making money net, quarter after quarter, they have risen their money, and they're going to make more money than they made last year. So I personally believe this is a great leap. Do I believe they'll come down to a penny stock? I don't think they're that bad. With that balance sheet, this looks like an overreaction in my opinion. With this balance sheet, I believe these guys could take off. With this balance sheet and the fact that, so I'm just telling you what the fundamentals. So the technicals are saying that this was the high. The technicals are saying this. That's almost 70 was the high. And the fundamentals are also saying that these people are profiting quarter after quarter, cash flow statements. Now we got a lot more research to do. Now this is a problem. No cash flow. So this might be a reason why these guys stock price isn't really like trusted too much with investors at the time. Now that doesn't mean they can't. This is a safe bet. This could be a safe bet. Even if you lose, remember leaps is fuck up money. So would I spend 3 years on this stock? Of course I would. But at the same time, they don't have cash flow. They are 800 million trailing 12 months in debt. So a lot of these car companies be in debt. So you got to go do a lot more research than just these two. So far, so good with this one. So far, so good with GM. Could be a potential leap candidate. We'll call it potential. So far, GM would be my favorite potential leap candidate. Look at AT&T. I think they're already kind of surging though. All right, AT&T. Do we believe in them? Do we believe in Verizon? Now, this is one I bought a leap on. I did buy a leap on Verizon. Let's see why. Let's go to VZ's balance sheet. I did get a leap on Verizon because I like, see, look, you see that? So for everybody saying who don't know stocks, see, here's the thing too. I heard one dude said this is too volatile and this and that. What do you know about stocks? You get what I'm saying? Like that be the thing too that kill me with a lot of these people. What do you know about stocks? You ever seen that, folks? Your teacher be like, can someone volunteer? All right, since you know so much. Hold up, this is a black screen. Let me put on the FaceTime. You know how the teacher called the person to the board? Since you talking so much, come to the board and do the math problem. And then that person go to hush mouth or then she tell him to read and he can't fucking read. That be these dudes on my live. Just be ignorant as hell. It be mainly YouTube. Believe it or not, YouTube, y'all a smart crowd. I don't know what it is. Like YouTube don't troll because I think people genuinely go to YouTube to like learn. Instagram though, them motherfuckers, it be some weirdos on that app. But I think what it is too is because on YouTube, people don't really have time to make a new fake account and do all that bullshit. But Instagram, it be some weird motherfuckers on that app. Like just be hating. Like it just be, I think, you know what I think too? Instagram is an app where people it brings out the inner depression. Like YouTubers are more like, people are more happier on YouTube, but that's because they're going to see what they love. They're watching the videos they want to watch. It's more like, that's why I'm transitioning to YouTube. Instagram is more like it's quick. So it's going to force people to hate because they can't really get to know you when the content is so quick. They just judge. You get what I'm saying? Like they just judge off of quick. I saw this image. I saw this 5-second video, 30-second video. Here's my judgment. Versus YouTube, you going to like, you might think a person is an asshole, then he gave you so much game, you like, hold on, I fuck with this motherfucker. Like, cause you know that's what YouTube is. So I get like it's a different crowd of everything. My boy D1 Music in this motherfucker, by the way. Now shout out to him. I could really go live with homie. Like homie, I met him in Boston, and you never know when two kings collide by accident. Shout out to 19 Keys. I met him through Boston, and next thing you know, he's shaking the industry with his music, and he doing it in a positive way. But yeah, man, shout out to D1 Music. I have learned so much from YouTube. Me too. I personally go to YouTube. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I spend most of my time on YouTube. I don't scroll down my social media timeline because it was a point of time where I wanted to learn from people, but Instagram became more salesy, then it became more game. And then I like Instagram when people post highlights of their YouTube clips. Like I like to follow the people on Instagram who have podcasts because I don't have time to watch your 3-hour clip. So I use your Instagram because I know you're going to clip it and it's more organized. I don't have to go to your YouTube to watch the shorts. I like to follow people who have good YouTube content and look at their Instagram short reels, because I'm not finna watch your 3-minute pod. Well, my fault, 3-hour podcast. I don't have time. You get what I'm saying? I'm on this motherfucker talking shit, just having fun. I learned to trade on YouTube. I mean, that's the thing too. That's the thing I gotta be careful with, and a lot of you gotta be careful with too. YouTube, unless somebody is actively showing you how to do something, don't just believe clickbait shit. Like for instance, everybody is going to make a video or a thumbnail that's going to get you to click so they can get click rates. So here's the danger of learning trading on YouTube. Someone is going to say, this is the #1 trading strategy. Now, from his point of view, he just wanted you to click and he wanted views. But from your point of view, you really believe when you click on this YouTube video that you are going to find the #1 trading strategy. So you have to be careful where you get your information, because you haven't vetted this person. You don't know if this person is even profitable. You don't even know if this person makes money off what they just learned, because anybody can regurgitate information. You get what I'm saying? So remember that YouTube is for clickbait. So someone can say, this is the #1 way to buy houses. This is the #1 way to invest. This is the #1 way to do this, right? And that is to get you to click. So that's why I don't really learn from YouTube. I learn from real life. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had to learn that too. YouTube is very hard. You can learn it, but I'm going to get some information from it, and then I just get a little bit from it. I like to get clues from it. So what I learned is people will give you clues on where to go. So if this person is talking about options, cool, that's cool, but I'm not going to learn from your YouTube videos everything. I'm actually going to learn from a person who's successful at it in real life. So if I want to do real estate, I'm not going to go on YouTube to learn real estate. I'm going to do it. I'm going to watch YouTube videos, but I'm going to find somebody who's doing it and executing it in real life so that I can actually, because I'm vetting this person, I see what this person is doing. You get what I'm saying? Break bread with the people you trust. There's no secret strategy. You got to have the mental discipline. Yeah, that's facts. If the individual isn't talking about technical analysis for mullahs with an Excel spreadsheet, I can't mess with it. I think so too. This is how I listen to investors. If the investor never pulls up a chart, I'm not listening to him. He can, if an investor only talks about the news, I'm not listening to him. If he's not talking about any fundamentals like quarterly earnings, how much they've made quarter to quarter, year after year, cash flow statements, the balance sheet, their PE ratio, all of that, he doesn't, to me, I'm not listening. I personally don't listen to other investors. But other investors, any smart investor knows that he has to listen to himself. I don't listen to, like those leaps, I didn't listen to a soul to make that money. I did my own research. I did my own technical analysis, my own fundamental analysis. But that's just me. I can only put my money, like for instance, I don't have an accountant. I would never trust a soul with my money. I would never ever say, hey, here's all my millions and expect you not to steal 10,000, 20,000 under my, fuck that. I don't even have an accountant. I have a CPA, but I would never put anybody in control of my money. Not even a fucking hedge fund. I'll invest my own money. Real estate, I'll learn this shit on my own. But I will learn from people. I will learn from successful people. Now that I will do. I'll learn from you, but I'm going to do it myself, if that makes sense. I have to push the buttons. That's me. Or I don't trust it. Anyone can say PE ratio, price to earnings ratio. Yeah. You made me money. I appreciate that. I lost 20,000 this year trading. I think it came for being impatient while I'm down and selling. I'm telling you where it's coming from, bro. It's coming from ignorance. Like, when people say they lost money trading and then they don't blame it on ignorance, they're ignorant. Imagine losing money knowing you don't know what you're doing and you're blaming it on everything else but the simple fact that, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. That is why people losing in trading is that. The other shit, and sometimes it could be they lack patience, discipline, stuff like that. If you took a mentorship or you actually, I'm being honest. Like, I'm being full blown honest. Like, if you never took a mentorship, if you never took a mentorship, worked at a hedge fund, have a father who invested and is teaching you like a son or a daughter, you will not be profitable investing. You can only learn investing from some type of group setting and some type of person who was profitable before you. I don't know anybody who has just watched YouTube videos, didn't join a group chat, never took a mentorship, never had a father who invested, never worked at a hedge fund talking about they making money. Everybody who has ever made money investing surrounded themselves near a network of people who are good at investing. There's no other way to learn it. There's no other way. I don't care if you a real estate person. I don't care if you a credit person. If you doing credit, you got to surround yourself with successful credit people. If you doing real estate, you got to surround yourself with successful real estate people. If not, you will fail. So for all of you saying, oh, I lost money, but did you ever go and just join something, some community, even if it's free? I don't care what you paying. I personally pay for everything. If the information is there, I spend the money. I done spent so much money on shit like that, books, anything I can get my hands on. I don't even care if it's a loss. If I'm spending money on information or if I'm spending money to get in a room, it's not a loss. Now, options, like I said, long term, anybody can do. I personally believe anybody can buy shares and be successful. Anybody can do that. I don't care who you are, your grandma, your granddad. Buy Apple for the low. Buy Google for the low. Buy Microsoft for the low. Buy tech for the low. Tech is always going to be the future. Tech, AI, and all that shit going to just print. Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple, Google, all that shit you can buy on a dip for the when it dips. Even Disney, I told people Disney is a good buy. I still have Disney shares. Disney is a great buy. You get what I'm saying? I mean, it already beat earnings. You should have bought it when it was $80, but Disney to me was a sure buy. Because now, granted, they might not be doing the best on their movies anymore, but this is a company who desperately likes to make money, right? And will figure out new ways and acquire. And that's another thing, too. You got to learn about businesses. Another reason why I made a lot of money in the stock market is because I learned how businesses think. I learned how billionaires think. Okay? So when you learn how rich people think and how the system, not just rich people, I'm going to be honest with you. I studied the white man. Okay? I studied the white man in and out. Now, when I say the white man, I mean the American government. We're black, so we call that the white man. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he said, if you want to be successful, study the ways of the white man, right? That's literally in Muslim doctrine. I studied him, and this is what I learned, all right? Through my years of studying, just watching how they move, how they make money, how they invest money, how they do everything. I studied them. So here's what I learned. The stock market is meant to go up. If you don't believe that, you will never, ever understand investing. This thing, they're going to find a reason to pump this. Now, I know what you guys are saying. I know what you're thinking. Man, I be seeing bad news sometime, Aristotle, where shit says it's going to lose because it's called fear mongering. It's called the rich get richer and the poor get poor. They don't want you getting rich. If why the fuck would they give you news of that's the thing, they're already letting you participate, so they're going to make it hard for you. Investing is meant to be hard, purposely. They fearmonger you at the bottom while the investors load up. While they're dropping those bad news on Yahoo, on fucking Seeking Alpha, on all these bad news and bad news this. The world is going to, the billionaires are buying as they're dropping the news and making you afraid to buy. You have to learn how they think. That is what they do. If you don't know what they do, you won't make money. I know what they're doing. But they give you the shit. They got the fear and greed index. Now, one thing about the white man, he really does not hold back information. But one thing he's not going to do is fucking feed you. You gotta feed yourself. He giving you so many tools. He giving you the fucking charts. He giving you the fear and greed index. He giving you the RSI. He giving you the MACD. He giving you the Fibonacci. He's giving you Yahoo Finance to go check out the fucking financials. So he's giving you all the tools to win. You have to use them. He's not going to give you the answers to the test, but he's giving you the clues, right? Now, granted, behind the scenes, his people getting the answers to the test. You get what I'm saying? Which is fair game. If we niggas, we sharing the information with niggas. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm telling you is, yes, there are some of them who getting filthy rich off inside trading. You and I don't get that opportunity. And there are some white people who don't get that opportunity. All right, the man, we're going to call him the man for short. The man loads up during catastrophes. He always likes to buy at a discount. Whenever there's a discount, for instance, when watches declined, all the jewelers buy up the watches. The jewelers, they wait for the watches, the Rolexes, the APs, the Richard Milles, all that shit. They load up whenever there's a drought. I don't care what it is. The man, the people with the money, they load up every single time prices are low. So what I learned is I got to have cash flow ready to load up when he does. Because I know he's going to get in. You get what I'm saying? So you got to already know the man is going to get in when it's low. If you don't know that, you won't make money in the stock market, right? So I studied the man. The man loads every single time it drops. And the stock market has to go up for the next 20 years. It has to. Let me explain why. Because there will be no reason they would give you a 401k. There will be no reason banks exist. Banks make money from investing your money. And then they give you pennies. That's how they're getting billions and billions. They got inside trading info. They put their money into the shit they already know that's going to go up. They're investing your money into free information they get. That's how JP Morgan, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, all them motherfuckers are rich. They're investing the money you hold in there into shit they already know is going to go up. Because they got the information. Me and you don't got that opportunity. But we do. But you just got to study. So I studied the man. I learned how to, financial literacy taught me how to invest. I learned that he always acquires. I learned that he always reinvents himself. The man, the people who run these big businesses, Apple, notice how they release their products. Okay? So when you start a business, never ever release. You need to be 5 years ahead plan. You need to already have a product I'm going to do this year. Like Apple knows what they're going to do in 2020, in 2030. They already know the phone they going to drop. So I'm learning how these motherfuckers move. They always acquire new businesses. They're always making new acquisitions. They're always partnering. They're always trying to figure out, they got headhunters in their business. How can we make more money? What seat do we need to fire the CEO? Like, you gotta learn how these companies move. See, a lot of you be so focused on these Jordans. Y'all know every fucking Jordan. You know every fucking thing, but you need to learn how these billionaires move, how these companies move, how these banks move, when they're going to load up. These motherfuckers are years ahead of every move they do. So it taught me that with my business, with my platform, the reason why me as an entrepreneur in my most humblest way probably generated more income than most is because I run my business like Apple, like Google does, like the United States military does. See, I run my chat like the military. The military taught me something. See, I was in the military too, which is the most powerful entity on planet fucking Earth. I joined the most powerful entity on planet Earth. So I understand the man from an even deeper level. I understand somebody now that's some deep shit. Force. The only way to instill your mindset on others is to whoop their ass. It's the only way. That's what war is. I'm instilling my influence onto you. I want to be this land and I want my shit in this land, so I have to beat your ass for it. Right? So I understand how the military works. During basic training, they are mentally trying to control us because they have to, so we can be war ready. Right? So it's called tear you down and build you back up. In the beginning of basic training, I was one of the last people to go through the shark attacks. The new generation, the new army is business. But I was in the old army where, you know, it was still had old school principles. After post COVID, the army is just straight pussy, I heard. So as soon as you join, they're mentally trying to break you down. But why are they doing this? For a reason. So why am I telling you this? Because that is what the stock market is. That is what music is. That is what everything is. If you study the man, even slavery, slaves were the first product of America. So the reason why also the man has an advantage is because he has 400 years of data on how to control people. This data you and I don't have access to. He knows, he has data, real life data. When he dropped that COVID-19 on everybody, he has data on how you will react. So 10 years, 20 years from now, when they drop the next pandemic, they know how to make money off of it because of the data they got from now. You got to understand that all this shit is data. All this shit is numbers behind the screen. You got to learn all of that. Data rules all this shit. Studies, data, money and control and power is how this shit. So you got to learn all that. 48 laws of power. You got to read it. What I learned is they focus a lot on psychology. Psychology, like selling is an art. Like for all of you, like, man, I can sell anything to anybody. No, you can't. You can't sell better than a white man. Let me tell you why. Because they're fucking reading books on it. Everything isn't natural. I want all black people to understand this too. Everything is not fucking natural. You cannot just be naturally good at shit. The boy who's in the NBA, his dad, his uncle, his coach, he been spending the night over his coach house. He had a personal trainer. He had somebody take him to AAU. He had somebody, it's money behind all this shit. And it's strategies behind all this shit. The NFL players. That boy been quarterback since he was fucking 6. He didn't just fucking, like a lot of y'all think you could just hop into some shit and be successful. It's a system to everything. Whether he playing basketball, football, baseball, investing, it takes years and it takes a system and it takes strategy. There's no such thing as it just hopping into some shit and just being successful. Even drug dealers. I was talking to some niggas who move weed, who move pounds. Like, I'm trying to figure out how you niggas making so much money off the weed. So I said, okay. I said this the funny thing. This is what I told him. I said, you know what's so funny? I would have made so many mistakes if I didn't talk to you. If I ever wanted to sell weed, let's just say Aristotle wanted to go sell weed and put 50K. So I'm asking him questions. Um, who do I trust? He giving me game. How do I trust this runner ain't gonna snitch? He giving me game. You get what I'm saying? So you can't just hop into the drug game and be successful. You got to know how to move. You got to know who's who. You got to, so that's what I'm telling you. It don't matter what you do, you got to know what you're doing. And you got to study and you got to go seek advice from the people who is more successful than you. How can you be a successful drug dealer if you never seen one? Every successful drug dealer said, shit, the only reason I'm lit because, you know, I saw what Escobar was doing. I saw what such and such was doing. Such and such gave him the game. It don't matter what you do, you have to go seek advice from the top and you have to learn this shit. Make sure y'all comment, try out. They said, dude, drug dealers don't realize they could be the best businessman. They do realize it. It's just I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what happens. See, because I got money, I can tell you everybody's perspective. They can't leave the streets because they don't know how to go make that money anywhere else. So it's not that they don't want to go legit. It's okay, I'm making 30 to 100, let's just say 10,000 to 100K a month. I'm making this shit per month. This is how I live my lavish lifestyle. This is how I feed my family. How can I pivot from this? It's not about that they don't want to. They don't know how to. You get what I'm saying? How can I? So some figure it out, some don't. Most don't. You get what I'm saying? So I'm tapped into those guys because I start asking them questions like, you know, why can't you, why won't you leave this shit? And then when you see that they got bills, you see they got cars, you see they got jewelry, you see they got shit they already done put their mind and lifestyle and finances into, that's why they can't leave it. You get what I'm saying? Why you think Jim Jones still rapping? You get what I'm saying? Like, why do you think people still working? Because they gotta go, they got bills to pay. Jay-Z figured it out. Dirty money to clean money. This country selling drugs every day though. Yes. But the thing is, I'm gonna be honest with y'all too. Start to love America. I love America. After I went to Africa, after I traveled to all these countries, I got a deep love for America. To all Americans, cut the American hate out. Our government isn't as corrupt as everybody else's government. In fact, our government is way soft compared to everybody else. I'm telling you. So I got a real appreciation for America. Like, you can wake up and get rich here. If you was somewhere else, the government would be all up in your business. The government will probably take a lot of your money, extort you. Like, don't think you can go to Africa and just do what the fuck you want to do as black people. Oh, y'all think we can go over there and just get rich and ain't nobody we ain't got to pay no protection fees, no goddamn none of that? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. You're not doing that. It ain't as cut as dry as people make it seem. America, this shit is almost wide open. You could start a business, make $1 million tomorrow. The government ain't coming to knock on your door. No protection fees, no this, no that, no goddamn, oh, we blah, blah, blah. It's just so much shit going on when them folks over there trying to get money. Why do you think when you go on a vacation, everybody driving a taxi, everybody doing this, everybody doing that? You get what I'm saying? Like, because they're not teaching their folks or even setting up systems. America, literally, our system is built on us getting money. Now, granted, here's another perspective too. It also gives you the perspective that, you know, maybe in America we focus too much on money because these folks over here got less and they seem more happier. You get what I'm saying? So I was talking to my wife and I said, you know what's crazy? When I was in the Army, I appreciated happiness more than I do now. Because I'm rich, it's easy for me to buy happiness. So you get used to it. So now when you're always happy and up, you start focus on the negative. It's the opposite effect. But when you're poor, I remember when I was poor and I was in the army, a fucking day off felt like heaven. A fucking like 10 minutes of sleep during basic training, like little shit, felt like heaven. Everything feels like heaven when you're poor. A vacation felt like heaven. I'm going to the Bahamas. What? Oh my God. I got some new shoes. What? Oh my God. So when you're poor, it's like when I was poor, the happiness was a bigger rush. You get what I'm saying? When you get rich, it's almost like you start focusing on the negative because everything is going so right. It's the opposite effect. You chase what you don't have because nothing is really too bad. You start thinking about what can go wrong. But when everything is bad, like when I was in the army, everything was bad. So it was easier to be happy. You get what I'm saying? Like my finances sucked. So if I got paid, I'm happy as fuck. You get what I'm saying? Like everything fucking sucked. So when everything in your life sucks, it's actually easier to be happy because it's only up from there. They say you become entitled when you're rich. I mean, no, it ain't that. It depends on the person. You don't become entitled. How do you become entitled? You work for it. It's just you have done everything. You get what I'm saying? Like everything you could think of, I have done. Like the private jets, the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, all of that at a young age. So I personally think it's better to get rich in your 20s, not really as a teenager and not when you're too old. I think 20s and early 30s is in 30s and 40s is the best time to make some money because you don't want to get it too old and you don't want to get it too young. So in that range between 25 to 40 is like the best time to be up because now you got a little bit of youth on you to enjoy the money and do all this and that. But if you get it too young, you're going to be depressed when you get 20. You get what I'm saying? So like because you peaked young. So let's look at Raven Simone. Let's look at all these people who peak young. You see how they have mental problems when they get older because they don't get the same validation they once got. You get what I'm saying? So I personally would never want to peak young. Because like, for instance, look at the people who were popular in high school, but that's all they could think about. And they base their life around that. Like I just got a partner who just got out. We graduated high school. He got locked up literally the year after that shit. You get what I'm saying? And he just got out like 4 days ago. He been away for 7 years. I used to play on the same football team with this guy. He was very popular. He was the typical Atlanta bad kid who mama still spoiled him. Like this nigga had all the J's, all the polo. And this is another thing that used to piss me off in Atlanta. Just off topic. All the bad kids were the freshest. Like the fucking shit fucked me up. I'm sitting here like, mama, can you please come to my school and see what these niggas doing? Why are you telling me I can't get a pair of J's? This nigga just got locked up. And his mama still buying him J's and polo. My goddamn cheap mama. You better go work for it. That's why I'm rich today. So I appreciate that, mom, for not getting me the polos in high school, for not getting me all the Jordans, because that shit turned me up. It made me want to hustle so I can go get it. But boy, the bad niggas was the freshest motherfuckers, boy. Especially in Atlanta. I'm talking about this nigga just got handcuffed and his mama rewarded him with a pair of True Religions. He got on True Religion jeans the next day. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, hey. But then you know what's crazy? What I learned is when their parents reward them for bad behavior, it makes them think their actions are okay. So they carry that shit into adult. And you know what's funny? All the dudes who were either spoiled and trying to act bad end up either getting killed or in jail. Like, for real. Like, all the dudes who pretended to be street but wasn't really street end up being the ones who got killed and locked up. But the ones who were street and was really living that life still surviving and not locked up. Or like know how to move, like they got a little bit of time. It's like everything is kind of opposite effect. The niggas who got spoiled and rewarded for their bad behavior end up being fucking jackasses when they got older and end up carrying that same mindset to adulthood. Like, I had a partner who got killed. I had several friends who got killed. And classmates who got killed. But here's the tricky part. These niggas wasn't gangster. They were pretend gangsters. And that's no offense. Rest in peace to the dead. But I even told here's another thing. One of my partners got killed. And I literally told him before he got killed. And I feel like that's why his mother respect me to this day. Because his mom took over his Instagram page. Before he got killed, I told him, I said, bro, why are you doing this? Like, why are you flashing guns? Why are you hanging around these niggas? We were just playing basketball. We were just talking about getting some money, all this other shit. Like, what you doing, right? And you wanna know how he died? Because you know how, like, and here's another thing. When dudes pretend to be street, they do stupid shit. You get what I'm saying? So he died because you know how niggas are. It's gonna be an older dude in the crowd who always doing tough guy shit. He like to flash the gun at niggas and cock it back and be like, yeah, nigga, break your shit. You know how they be doing that playing shit. But they don't realize you're not supposed to play with guns. So basically, he hanging out with these niggas I told him not to hang out with. And next thing you know, buddy go to playing with the gun. You know, yeah, nigga, you know, playing and shit. Then, boom, shot my homie. Didn't mean to, but you know how niggas, teenagers think they could just play games. Shot him. Cause you know he cock it back, he playing with him, and then he let it go by accident. And that's how he died. But that was a lesson in a fucked up way because he was warned. His mother bought him all the J's. I'm talking about this nigga, he ain't had to do nothing. His mom bought him everything, spoiled him, but he also didn't have a father in the household. So it made sense from that point too. Bruh didn't have a father. Niggas be looking for validation from all the wrong places and people. Yes, because, and here's another thing. What I learned is too is the bad kids get the girls. So the reason why, and then you gotta think, it be some niggas who, like, you gotta think though, whenever you acting out in high school and all this other shit, you're going to get more women. You get what I'm saying? Like, cause the young girls, when girls are young, money isn't involved. So whoever can put on the best show gets the women. The nigga who looks bad, who looks like he about to rap or play ball. Whoever can put on the best clown circus when we younger, and then it's like that crowd of girls who like the real niggas. You get what I'm saying? But you know, young men like to be around dudes so who do stupid shit so they can be a part of a clique and they can get women and they can get notoriety. That's what this shit really be about. You get what I'm saying? Cause y'all teach y'all daughters to idolize stupid ass knuckleheads. So niggas go to acting out to try to impress your daughter. They said women like men who go against the grain. Yeah, and then after they've got their baby and after they got their first child after high school and after a few stupid relationships, now they coming back to you, the lame nigga. They coming back to you with they kids and they problems. And so if you accept that bullshit behavior, that's on you. But all they gonna do is bring that same trouble back to you. All that baggage, all the dumb shit. I said, damn, so true. But you know, some men go for it, some don't. You need to be hitting licks now. You need to be hitting licks nowadays. Just date to date. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know why y'all still talking about criminal shit on the internet. That'd be another thing too. Like a lot of y'all, like y'all ever seen a dude who'll get on the internet and talk all that gangster shit, and you be like, bro, for one, why? For two, if you was really like doing that, then why does the internet gotta know? Like when y'all be saying, bro, I got this, I got that, I'm like, bro, don't self-incriminate yourself on the internet. Don't blame these women. Guys they follow are our lead. It's really on us men to make change. You're right. It's not women's fault. It is men's fault. Men's supposed to lead. But I'll say this. You're absolutely right. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think as black men, especially in a black community, we set the tone, and ladies are only doing what we allow them to do. But I'll say this. Notice how. Let me tell you why I know black men set the tone. Cause look how many black women are complaining now. So women realize it doesn't matter how much money they make. It doesn't matter the status they have, how many followers they got, that still won't keep a man. And women today are going through this weird time period of they don't know how to react to men knowing their value, because they're not used to that. Before 2020, men, I guess, were not educated enough on who they are and or whatnot. Like we put women on a pedestal, and in America we down there made them second, like first, and we're second to them. And like, but it's funny because post pandemic, men, started to be like, you know what? I don't give a fuck how much money you got, this and that. I'm still a man. And then, like, it's just so much shit happened post pandemic. Like, you could tell relationships change. You could tell, you see how many women complaining about how men ain't shit? Because you got to think, prior to the pandemic, women were in control of the relationship, in control of all the narratives, everything, like damn near. I don't know how it got to that point, but somehow post pandemic, they start to realize it doesn't matter who you are, what you have. And then a lot of shit changed post pandemic. Like people start becoming more aware. Like for instance, remember when back in the day, BBL fat ass, like from 2010 to about 2020, a BBL butt was worship. Kim K's butt and Nicki Minaj's butt. We knew they had BBLs, but we were so ignorant that we didn't care. Now people are being shamed for BBLs, plastic surgery, all this shit, right? So it's a lot that's changing. I think what it is we became more aware, and we started to realize that a lot of people aren't really down to earth. And a lot of women got to get more down to earth now because men are aware. I think that's really what it is with 2020. People became more aware with everything you could think of, because people are making content about anything, about relationships, about this, about stocks, about this, about that. So it's not easy to trick people like it was back in the day. Like, remember niggas used to worship Kim K's butt and Nicki Minaj's butt? They were the front runners of BBL, period. Every girl you see, for all y'all saying everybody copying Jada, everybody copying Ari. No, they're copying Kim K and Nicki. They are the originals. So now the natural shit is back. So now there's a whole new, it's a lot of shit going on. Natural bodies are back in style. So, and then that whole little campaign Lizzo and them tried to do, where my body, my fucking, my body positivity, now the big people are trying to lose weight. So remember there was a time where we used to try to confuse ourselves. Remember when Lizzo tried to confuse women saying it's okay to be 300 pounds, 400 pounds. Remember that? See, we were stupid as fuck 3 years ago. Just 3 years ago, we were stupid as hell. That was the stupid shit that was going on. It's okay to be 400 pounds. You're still healthy. That's what Lizzo and then was preaching. We were saying a lot of dumb shit back in the day. Today, that won't even fly. Like today, people are way too aware for some shit like that to fly. A lot of shit back in the day won't fly today. Can we please get back to trading? Oh, nah, it's over with. We talking shit, my brother. This shit's still going on. Big facts. If you haven't already, you should look up Thomas Sowell. You really enjoy his viewpoints, his message. I will. I appreciate that. Thomas Sowell. Please don't be. I hope he's not lame. This is I'm going to give you one opportunity. I'm going to listen. He said Thomas Sowell. All right, I'm gonna check him out. Talk your shit, bro. Oh yeah, I'm talking my shit. Thoughts on too many people having kids before marriage? From a man's perspective, it's not harmful, but from a woman's perspective, here's the reason why women should only want to have kids if the man marries them. Because if you have kids with a man and y'all not married, this man has the option to leave you. So one argument, he's out the door and he has the option to never come back. Okay? So for all women, if you don't know, if you have a man if you have kids with a man before marriage, you're an idiot. Because you have now gave this man the option to walk out the door with no repercussions. See, marriage makes it to where he might have to come back after he walk out that damn door. He's like, shit, well, I had kids with you, but damn, we still got to get divorced. We still got to do this. Like, he got to go through so many loopholes to leave you. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to, it works for the woman to get married. If she's, so tell your daughters, this is why you're supposed to get married when you have children. Because the man can't easily walk out of your life. But if you have kids with him before marriage, one argument and y'all break up, he's out. Nothing you can do. He's already, you got to think, men are always planning their escape. You feel me? Like, men are always planning their escape in a fucked up way. So the only way to really lock him down, I won't say they're planning their escape, but you get what I'm saying, in a funny, comical way. Like, his ass like, man, fuck it, you piss me off. You get what I'm saying? Y'all get mad, y'all argue. You get mad if your boyfriend get mad at you, and you gotta think your body gonna change, and then he not married, he don't have commitment. You're pretty much giving him the option to walk out. The only way they said please reword that right. The only way a man will marry a woman, you notice the men who marry women after having children, it's because their parents are very Christian. They parents be forcing it. Like, you don't want to sin, you don't want to have a baby out of wedlock. That be the only time a man marries a woman after the children, because he has a strong religious family. But for all you women who having babies with niggas who don't even go to church, none of that, oh, you shit out of luck. He gone. I get it, Ari is the big brother I wish I had. Kid first, facts, more connected bond. Yeah. Just the honest truth. Or to come up to America. I don't know what you're talking about, sis. How do you feel about being a stepfather? I'm not a stepfather. So you feel me? Like, that ain't what I'm on. But you get what I'm saying? Like, more power to men. I'm personally not a stepfather. And the reason being is because I've had two stepfathers. My mom was married twice, and I won't say I didn't like my experience, but I didn't like my experience. So I vowed to never become a stepfather and to never let my children be a stepfather. And even if I was a stepfather, like, like, I don't know, I'm just not on that. But I'll say this to men who are doing it, more power to you, and thank you for doing that, because some women deserve a second chance, and some women do get it wrong the first time, and you saw value in this woman, so and if you got kids and you bring kids to the table, then it's cool. But it just depends on the situation. You get what I'm saying? It's situational, because if she's a good woman and she can still be a good wife, and some of these women be bad and have children. They be fine as hell. So do your stepfather thing. You feel me? It ain't nothing wrong with that. Especially if you feel like shit. Sometimes another man's trash is another man's treasure. Somebody say, yeah, I'm a stepfather for sure. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes these niggas moms be bad. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you had a choice to live forever, would you? Nah. If she bad, I'ma step up. But I'll say this, in today's world, it's gonna be harder for women to lock in men once they have kids, only because it's more options due to social media. So of course they had dating apps, but Tinder is different, because Tinder back in the day, you could just post a picture. Like back in the day, like you didn't know they was catfishing you or not. You know what I mean? But back in the day, people really didn't play like that. But today, people will play like that. You might get set up on Tinder. Today, you can go look at a girl's social media account, watch her post on her story. You can grow to liking people just from social media, from what they post and what they do. So women are a little bit more in trouble, because men can now pick the exact girl he wants. That's what makes it dangerous for women on that end. Too many options. So you gotta stand out these days. Like, I do believe marriage will continue, but I believe that it's going to have to be people who actually hit it off, instead of people. It's going to be a lot less settling in today's world. Just put it like that. In the future, people still gonna be in love, because you can't help that. Love is a natural thing, and some people collide and this and that. But only the strong will survive. That's something I do know with relationships. There will be no more weak ass like relationship. You know how people just be staying together for the kids, and you notice people just getting divorced today because they seen other people on social media have the courage to do it. They seen, you get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like if they partner, like there's going to be no more fake relationships in today's world. Why less marriage though in the next coming years? Because it's not going to be less marriages. It's just going to be only people who want to get married will get married. Like actual people who like each other will get married, versus back in the day, people were just getting married just to get married. Oh, we had a baby out of wedlock, so let's get married. Oh, we're this, so let's get married. Oh, we're military, so let's get married. Like people use marriage loosely, more loosely back in the day. Today, people won't be using marriage that loosely. Women will never be in trouble. Well, no, because women are the most beautiful thing on earth. I'm gonna be honest with you. I personally don't understand how women like men. I don't like men so much to the point where I don't even understand how women like us. Like we grow hair out our face. Our pubic area is always not, it ain't always tip top fashion like y'all's. All types of shit. So I'm definitely an advocate for women. Goddamn, I don't even see how women like men. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't like men so much that I'll just be confused on like, why do y'all like us? There's no way. Said, hey, all right, good to see you. No, that's facts. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I have nothing against gay people, but I just don't understand how you can look at a woman and say, I don't want that. Like, she has breasts, a beautiful face, like clear skin, a pussy that's gonna like act like good hygiene, like toes that's done, like fingers that's done, like everything about like a woman. Like, I just like, I don't get how you could look at that and be like, bro, like, I don't like that. That's the only thing I'm confused on. I get it, you like men, but you don't like women too? Like, you don't think this shit just, goddamn. No? Cool. Like, I don't get it. Like, they got titties, vaginas, butts, feet, toes, all types of shit going on that we don't got. Hell yeah, I like that shit. They said, that nigga said, I like all that. Yeah, I like all that shit. Check my play. I don't know what y'all got going on. I'm about to take my vitamins. A girl said, I like girls too. Right. You the GOAT, bro. Love you, bro. Appreciate that. All love. Women are so beautiful. Even women love women. That's the point. Think about it. Women are so beautiful that women will and this what I told my woman too. I said, you know why I think women can like women? Because women can have women. Because they can raise women. Like, their mothers, they can like a woman can go have a threesome and still be with her man and only like men. Like, women could literally be gay for 2 hours and be straight for the next fucking 22. Like, but I think it's because they can create life, and they can raise women. So it's a little bit different. Like, you get what I mean? They can make a boy and a girl. So, and they nurture the boy and the girl. So they got to change the diaper 24/7, whether it's a boy or a girl. Yeah, women are versatile. That's why they can be, a little bit more, like that. What's going on? Women come from men. Men come from women. I love my daughter. I appreciate my friends, sisters. Yeah. Shout out to all the women. He said he know women that is strictly dickly. I mean, that's because she ain't really had no nigga who was getting to that bag, who was, you know what I'm saying, that guy. You get what I mean? Like, see, a lot of you can't bring none of that out of no woman because you ain't really got it like that. She don't think you got the sauce. So she's not going to be willing to give you anything out of the ordinary. Just keeping it 1,000. If you an ordinary nigga, you going to get an ordinary everything. You get what I mean? If you that guy, you going to get treated like such. No bullshit. A bad will bring in a lot of women. I mean, even if it's not a lot of women, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have more fun in life. What happened to the stock? I already talked about that. But anyway, this your boy Aristotle. I'm about to get off this live. I've been on this live for 1:30. God damn. Time to get off. All right, folks. God bless. Hope y'all have fun. Make sure y'all get in this motherfucker. Tap in.